Hi, I'm Jules and welcome to the XLMOTOGarage, where today we're going to be taking a look at adventure boots. In particular, we'll look at protection, we'll look at weatherproofing, we'll look at closure and fit, and we'll look about how they feel on the foot. So what to look for in a boot? For a start, you want to check the CE rating, which is generally a 13634. And you will see four figures, 1s and 2s. The first one is for the boot height. The lower boot is a 1, a higher boot is a 2. The second one is for abrasion, again a 1 or a 2. The next one is for impact or cut resistancy. And the third one is the torsal rigidity, meaning that if you go down and your bike lands on you, your boot's not going to crush underneath you. So all these adventure boots feature a level of waterproofness, and this is generally with what they call a Gore-Tex membrane, which was invented way back in the 60s for the medical industry, but has moved its way into outdoor and motorcycle clothing. So we'll also look at closure systems. Traditionally, we've had a lot of buckles in the past, which has come from motocross boots, but things have moved on slightly these days. So we're actually going to show you a few different closure systems today as well. So it will involve buckles, but there's also a system called BOA, which is essentially a cable which you can twist, pull and release. And that will allow you to cinch up the inner boot to get the exact fit that's required for yourself. And lastly, we're going to look at ankle support, which is quite vital when you're riding off-road on motorbikes. And also we'll look at the tread on the bottom of the boot. So the first boot we're going to look at today is the Sidi Adventure 2. Now this boot has been around for a little while and a lot of people do like this boot. Sidi themselves were formed in 1960 in Italy. They were actually a ski boot brand, and then they took that ski boot technology and they moved that and started making the motorcycle boots in 1969. So who's this boot for? Well, it's generally used for touring and adventure riders, but with people that prefer to go a little bit more off-road, because the heritage of this particular boot comes more from a motocross and enduro side. Hence we still have the buckles on this boot. With regard to protection on this boot, we have a TPU plate on the front. We have a TPU thermoplastic formed heel. We also have a solid toe box, which basically protects from the side and from the top. And you also have gear shift protectors as well. And just on the side, you might note there's a small deflector for the buckle. Okay, so the one thing about this Sidi boot is that it comes with a full Gore-Tex lining pretty much to the top of the boot. So that means if you're going to be going through river crossings, if you're going to be going places where it's wet or it's boggy or it's marshy, this boot is probably going to give the best protection because it forms the highest waterproof barrier. So the Sidi boot essentially features a Velcro top part, and it also has two micro adjustable buckles on the bottom. It's more of a classic, but it does mean that you can get the perfect fit at the bottom. And if you have a slightly larger calf, this allows you movement and room to adjust that size. Okay, so the outsole is a non-stick rubber sole, and you can actually feel this is super sticky and grippy. It's on a standard pattern, but it means that when you dab your foot down, you know that you'll be safe whether you're on rocks, water or mud. So if you're looking for a classic adventure styled boot, one that you can wear all day on the road, but also wear just as equally off-road, then the Sidi Adventure 2 is a great boot. It's got some great protection on the front, the heel, the toes. It also has the full waterproof lining. And given that these have been in the lineup for a number of years, you can know that you're looking at a solid boot. So the next step is to put this boot on and let's go ride some trails.
So riding with these boots, you certainly get a firm feel. There's plenty of grip on the pegs, and it makes it a little bit easier with the heel too, so that you can literally know where your foot is on the peg. The toe box is just about small enough so you can get your foot underneath for a smooth gear change, and the overall feeling is very comfortable. There is ankle movement, so literally whether you're standing or sitting, whichever position you're in, it doesn't feel uncomfortable at all. If you do come across any trails with river crossings, then it's quite simple to go straight through, especially if you've got the trousers running over the top. You know, by the time you've hit the water and threw it out the other side, you'll still be dry. Now you can't really adjust these boots on the go, but obviously after you've purchased them, a couple of rides and you'll soon have it dialed in with the buckles and the straps.
So next we're going to look at the REV'IT Expedition GTX. Now this is more of a technical boot. When it comes to protection, the GTX offers you nearly motocross protection. You have a large TPU shin plate on the front, you have an anatomically shaped heel plate on the back, it has an internal side plate which gives you protection against any heat. It also has C-Soft technology built into the front, and it also has the REV'IT dynamic support frame which stops your ankle and your leg from moving in different directions. With regard to waterproofing, once you open up the Velcro strap, you have an inner boot. The inner boot is basically waterproof up to the tongue, and that's a full Gore-Tex lined boot. When it comes to closure and fit, the Expedition GTX uses a BOA system. Now, this was founded probably 25 years ago in the snowboard industry, and essentially it makes it really simple to get your boot on and off and get the correct tension. You push it in, you twist the button, you do it up until it's tight, and if you need to release, you pull and it releases the boot. This is a great system to use on a motorcycle boot. It means that you're not constantly having to readjust straps all the time. Once you get it to the right tension, then you simply pull the Velcro across and that's it, you're secure. With regard to the outsole, we have a Vibram outsole, which was one of the industry leaders, certainly in the outdoor industry and more so in the motorcycle industry these days. So the Vibram sole has 4 separate areas on it. We have a smooth front, a smooth heel, we have pattern under the toe and pattern under the heel. And the idea being that if you're just dabbing your foot down, you want something to slip on the front or the back. But if you're going to dab your foot or get off the bike or climb up a hill, you're going to want some grip to get up there. So if you're looking for a technically advanced, high quality boot, yes, it's not a cheap boot. However, it does allow you to be comfortable on and off the bike and offer unprecedented levels of protection, especially with the dynamic support frame, which means that there's literally no movement from side to side. A great benefit when you're riding off-road on your bike. Okay then, so now I'm super excited to go try this boot on and hit the trails.
Now these are kind of like pretty modern. If you're looking for a technical boot, then look no further. So the boot itself is made of a fabric which is pretty much bulletproof. From reading what it says, it's called super fabric. And the super fabric, basically it's cut resistant, it's abrasion resistant, and then that's been molded with rubber that goes all around the toe box. Now this boot has the new BOA system on it. So at the moment I can feel that my feet and my legs and ankles are all firmly secured in place. When I'm getting up and down off the bike, there's plenty of articulation because of the dynamic support frame that is offered, which also means that your leg's not going to go sideways. You know, it has great protection built into this boot. It's not so easy to adjust on the fly. You would have to stop, undo the Velcro, and then you just adjust up the buckles or adjust up the BOA system, and then you put the protective plate back over the top.
Next up we have the KLIM Adventure GTX. Essentially this is a long distance adventure touring boot. It comes with a hybrid closing system and it's fully waterproof. For protection, the KLIM offers a TPU shin pad. It also has a TPU heel. It has a solid toe box from the front, the top and the sides. It has a gear changer selector on it. And it has a small deflector here which basically protects the buckle and stops any stones or any twigs or branches from knocking the buckle and making it come undone. For waterproofing, the boot comes with a full Gore-Tex liner which comes up just above the ankle. For closure and fit, we have 3 securing methods. First off, we have the buckle, which is a classic, which will keep your heel planted in the back of the shoe. Next, we have the BOA system on the rear, which allows you easy in and out of the boot, plus adjustability. And finally, we have the Velcro, which just gives you that added benefit of being able to snap that closed and keep it tight round your calf. For the sole, we have a Michelin anti-slip sole, which comes with a standard tread pattern, which should keep you going both on and off the bike. This particular boot, when I mentioned earlier, is great for long distance touring. It's also great for walking in. It's probably the most comfortable boot should you be thinking about touring but stopping in towns and doing the destination tourist part. So the KLIM Adventure GTX is a super comfortable boot both on and off the bike. It offers protection, it offers waterproofing, and if you're going to stop in between towns and villages to stop and take in the views or climb the mountain, this is going to be a great boot for you. So let's see how it feels on the ride.
Now these boots are intended for both adventure and touring use. They're probably more suited to the touring side of things, but they're touring with adventure built in. I can feel that the strap in the middle holds it firmly down with my ankle in the back of the boot. And then there's also the boa system on the back. Now, with it on the back, it actually means that you can probably just about adjust it on the fly. So if things are a little bit too tight, you've been riding for a long time, with this particular one, the boa system on the back, it means that it is literally adjustment on the fly with your gloves on. It has big grips on the bottom, you get a good feeling through the boot, so there's plenty of feel there, and I know because the heel where I am stood on the pegs.
When it comes to sizing, make sure that you wear your regular adventure socks or at least a long sock with these boots. Make sure that your trousers are actually going to fit over the top of them. And the things you want to be thinking about is going for a small walk in the boot and seeing how that feels. You want to find out if your heel lifts out of the heel cup. You also want to think about where your toes are, and obviously when you're going to be changing gear, whether your toes are too cramped in that box once you've got your sock on. Once you've got all those things, you'll have a pretty good idea of what you need. And to be honest, I'm a size 43 and all of these 3 boots come up to that specific size. So they're all fairly regular in their fit. So, having tested all 3 boots, what can I say? Well, if you're looking for a classic adventure boot with buckles, then the Sidi Adventure 2 is an awesome boot both on and off the road. If you're looking for a slightly more technical option, then the REV'IT Expedition GTX is the boot. This has high protection with great capabilities both on and off the bike. And if you're looking for an all-day on the bike, off the bike, walking around, then the KLIM Adventure boot is the boot for you. So, which boots do you like and where will you be riding? Drop us a comment, give us a like or subscribe for more. Thanks a lot, I'm Jules and we'll see you all soon.